Hello my friends, I welcome you all to the Creative Thinkers Hub channel. Today we'll be seeing that from something like this, how now we could expand it further to create something like this. So saying that, let's start our designing. Okay, we add a page and now we double click on the rectangle tool and resize it slightly smaller than the actual A4. Now what we do, we want those trimmed edges. So for that you press Ctrl and take a very small square, let's say 1.5 mm, and rotate it by 45 degrees. Now seeing that, what we are going to do is fix it exactly on this. You have to make sure for something like this to happen, you have to make sure that your snap to guidelines and objects is on. Now we see that this is our object. The size is 2.121 and here we have to use that same distance 0 and 2.121 because we have to move along the x-axis. Now you just keep pressing Ctrl D and it's done. Group it and center align it to your rectangle. Now what we do is that we copy paste it, select a zoom out, select a rectangle and base align it. Now once you base align it, you are going to be getting it slightly higher. It will be based aligned as per the rectangle. You pull it down and snap it and again center it to the rectangle. Now what we do is that now we start to trim. So you select this lower one, select the rectangle and say trim. Now select the upper one, select the rectangle and say trim. Once we have done that, this is your jagged edges. Okay, we select this and rotate it by 90 degrees because now we want to make the straight line, right? The horizontal is done. Now we work on the vertical. Pull it down here and then you duplicate it, copy paste. Take this node and snap it to the intersection. Okay, align it and group both of them and put it here. Select this and press E. So it will come to the center of the rectangle and trim it once more. Then same way we select this, press R because we want it on the right side. Same way, just pull it, position it here, E, press E, okay, and trim it. So this has completed our outer part of the design. So this is done. Okay. Now what we do is go to page and now this is complete. So saying that, as you can see, the jagged edges are complete. Now we take our two objects that we had created in our last classes, copy them and paste them here, delete the extra part. Okay. Now what we are going to be working on is group all of them together, group every element, place it here. And now we will be working on, okay, there is something else left. Let's remove our star and shift page up. Now we see that there is something else left here. Delete it. Okay. Now we group this, come and position it here. Take a 2-point line so that you can kind of get the end of the selected and press E. So it will get aligned to that and then slightly push it up. Okay. So we are done with that. Now what we are going to be doing is that now we are going to be creating the copy pasting this and rotating it and flipping it this way. Now once we have placed this here, we need something that is going to connect both these things over here. Okay. So now let's see how we can make that. Take a rectangle, a square, and let it be 22. Okay. Now what we do is don't lock anything, just say 7 mm. Okay. And copy, convert this to curves, delete the node and position it here and see whether it's fitting well. Yes, it is. Okay. So it's working fine for us. Now what we do is that we start filling color in this. So give it our same old solid color, that is 30, 35, 100, 100 and 50. This is our darkest color in this because this is going to be right behind. Okay, give it a no fill and now come on the interactive, come on the fountain fill and now start giving colors over here too. So we give the same dark color and here somewhere at around about 60 we give a lighter color because we want that glow to come in. So that is 20, 100, 100 and 10. Yeah, the mid color that we had chosen. Okay. And over here we choose the second dark color. Okay. So click on this and say 30, 25, 100, 100 and 30. Got it? So now we are done with this. Give it an angle of 45 because this is at 45 degrees and we are through. Okay. Now same how we had created this, we create another structure here. To do that, take a square. Okay. Let's say size 10 and again let this be at 10. No, 10 is too much. We keep it at 7. Yeah, this is better. Okay. So when we keep it at 7, it will fit perfectly on that curve. Got it? Now we copy paste this and nudge it down by 0.5 and trim it. Okay. And put it here. Because all our lines are 0.5. So you have to nudge it down. Again, same black and overlay. And then that is what we have done. Now group both of them and shift page down. Or you can keep pressing control page down. Okay. Now delete that line that we had created. It's not needed. And we are done with this. Now we take our shine. Let's zoom in. We select our shine and position it accordingly. Copy paste. Next one, copy paste. Shift page up. Copy paste. And yeah, position these look very in line with each other kind of thing. Yeah, so we are done with our ribbon. Now what you can do is copy paste this and rotate it to 180 degrees and position it at the bottom of the page. We just let it be here for some time. Okay, now we need this particular part behind. Okay, so deselect these two and shift page down and see it was a little off. So we'll have to reduce the size, play with the size. Let's zoom in. We don't want to go wrong. See, there's a slight point coming out from the top end. Reduce it, work around it. Okay, so we are done with this. Now let's do one thing. Let's copy paste this edited thing and put it on the top also, because we don't want to rotate it 0 degrees, and just replace it with that. Okay, we don't want to redo the whole editing all over again in that. Just come here, take the node and make sure that it's at the edge and control page down. Got it? So we are done. Okay, these slight modifications will have to be done time and again, because we are creating something. We are not taking something that is done by somebody else and just pasting it. So in that, these issues will come. Now take black color in your jagged rectangle and come into fountain fill, and now let's start putting our uh, purple color in. So for that, you take cyan 70, magenta 100, that's when you get purple. Okay, and then just at 25 around, yeah, put black all over again. Got it? So in both of them, put black. Okay, now we want this circular, so make it circular. Now you might get this kind of a point. What you need to do? Transform it into the x-axis at 220%. So that's when your glow increases. Okay, and say okay. Otherwise, you might just get one small purple dot and everything else will be black. Now we play with this, and now let's start creating everything else. So the lower part we create first, because that is got all the details. Okay, so we take a rectangle. Let that rectangle be we adjust it to the page. Okay, also to the bottom, and we take the center, and this is now once we convert it to curves, you can take this center point, click here and say I want to convert it to curves. That line you want to convert to curves, because we want that line dipping downwards. Now as this size is 190, okay, we keep a jump of 50. Okay, so from this point we keep a node here, keep it at 50, keep a node there, sorry, a grid line there, and keep it at 50. So that's where we have this whole uh, bifurcation of 50, 50, 50. So the whole rectangle, that is almost around 200, is divided into 50s. And this is how you make your curve. From the top, we take 25. See, you will have to keep playing with this till you know you've got a desired uh, curve. Fine. Now, this is what it is. Now we go to our original artwork. We go inside and we just take all these elements because we want to place them in our artwork. So select all these elements, copy, say finish, and we say paste them here. Now, because we have already something over here, it becomes very easy for us to now even adjust our curve. Can you see that? The adjustment of the curve also becomes easy. So with this part as guideline, now what we are going to do, start reducing our uh, border, the ribbon that we created, because we know our position. This is done. And now work with this as per what we have existing. Okay, so you can pull this down because we know the node ends there, and then just play with these arrows till you get your desired curve. Again, don't do it from 1 1 1 1 side. You have to make sure that you are using it with grid lines. Okay, because otherwise, other option is take only half of it. Okay, trim it and then weld it together after flipping it. That is our second option. Otherwise, when you're working this way, you don't have an option but to work with the help of grid lines, where both your arrows, the end arrows, okay, you are taking the you are using them as a guidance to create your curve. Got it? So that is how it is going to be. Fine. So this is it. This is my curve. Now what I do, I fill black color in it, and I then this we slightly move. Okay, now we copy pasted the element, and we now keep it only at 2 mm, because now we want to create the yellow border. That's it, done. Okay, we make it yellow, give it a no outline, and control page down. So that's our yellow border. Now what we do is go into this and increase this particular thing slightly. So you can take this grid line only, push it up slightly so that you get your desired curve. Come here, push it up, okay, and come here, click here and push the arrow up. Once we are done with that, take these and push them down by 1 mm. Okay, so we are done with our golden glow. Now you come here, get into your fountain fill and click your say yellow all over again. We put white here, we click here and say yellow. Okay, now let's try, it's becoming too bright. Let's try another color, let's say 35 yellow. Okay, yeah, this is better. So it gives that slight goldenish feel. Okay, and now we say object, power clip, place inside frame and put this in and give that curve rectangle a no fill. Okay, and place everything inside the jagged rectangle. Lift this up, we don't want it cutting. And now we are done with the lower part. Now we start working on the top part. Okay, so we take all these elements. We are doing this from an existing artwork, so let's not waste time. We all know how to make rectangles and put fonts and type. Okay, so we are not wasting any time. We want to see that how this particular thing will look when the artwork is done. So we're just doing this to save time. Otherwise, we would have to sit and type all this. Okay, so select this also, group it and center align it to this. Okay, now I think it's too high. We push certain things down slightly. Yeah, we select this and push it down 1 Now select this, push this down 2. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, now we put our building on this side. So let's take a building from the internet. So let's say high rise building. Okay, go into images and just select an arbitrary building. Let's say this one. Yeah. So click onto images and select the biggest image. Now this is taken from Pinterest. So we copy, say copy image and just place it in our artwork here. Okay, paste. Now we again get into effects, power clip. So we'll resize it slightly and power clip it inside. Okay, now get into the power clip, come here, resize it to your desired size and say shift page down. Why? Because we don't want it popping out on the golden border and the black box that we have made down. Okay, so we come here and now we take the transparency tool, and this is what you would do if you want a smooth outcome, but we want a text and everything to be seen. So this is the best thing, where we are only focusing only on the building, and then we are also allowing our text and everything that is there on the other side. Now you have to come here, convert to bitmap and say 300 dpi. Now why are we doing this? Because we want to create another transparency. You can't put two transparencies on top of each other. You can only put one at a time in CorelDraw. So that's the drawback of using transparency in CorelDraw. That's the reason why people resort to Photoshop occasionally. Again, come here, make sure in all of these transparency is important. Otherwise, you'll get a white color background. Okay. We do not want that. That white color background will look really, really bad. So select this. So we are now got a building this way. Okay. Yet, if you think that this is, we resize it slightly. Yes, this looks good. Okay. Now in this, let's look at it closely. Okay. Let's do one thing. Let's work on the top end of the uh, shadow. So we give it an outer shadow. We give it a small glow. Okay. That small glow, we reduce the feathering, so you get a harder outcome. Okay, let's keep it at 7. Yeah, that looks good. And let's change the color. Okay, we change the color to a darker color. Yes, this is right. And then now what we do is that we select our object all over again, and we that top corner that is there. See, now you see we can't put two transparencies. So we'll have to convert this to an image and then put this transparency that we want on top around uh, the the roof of the building, the terrace. Okay, now this looks fine. Okay, so this is how we have done our artwork. If you like it, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to share, because only sharing increases knowledge. Thank you.